Hey guys, what's up? darkangelzmuzik from IndieIndustry.com. I'm going to show you guys a tutorial. It's going to be my first of a few for Photoshop, how to get some effects and increase your guys' skills there. I'm going to show you guys how to make an orb, a glass orb, a completely transparent see-through orb that has the whole sphere-like effect. To start, I'm going to go with kind of a reddish color, because that's more or less my background that I have happening here is more of a red look, and a lighter red will do it. Now what you want to do is bring up your marquee tool and make a big orb. It'll automatically fill in. Even if it's not centered properly, don't worry about that. You can use your move tool and place it wherever you like, and right about there looks good. Now what you want to do is take the opacity and bring that down to about 20 to 25%. And then new layer. Now what you want to do before you start working on this layer is control click on that red layer. That way it brings up the marquee and you can still work on that new layer. Now black and this reddish color are my two colors I'm going with. Black is essential, you're going to need it in this. What you want to do now is bring up your paintbrush tool. You want to have it pretty big and soft. My hardness is on 1%. A little bit bigger than that is even necessary. Now, what you want to do, from where my light perspective is coming from, the shadow should be over here. You want to try and make this neat as well. You don't want to make this look all messy. And just a little bit more. Yeah, like that should be good. Now to my secondary color, and you do the bottom. This is where the light would be glowing through. Again, you want to try and keep this as neat as possible. This first layer is actually pretty important. And like that. So it kind of looks like you have an eye, like a cat's eye if you were to turn this sideways. You take the opacity of this, you bring it down again to 20 to 25%. And make a new layer. What you want to do now is shrink your paintbrush down, not too much. Yeah, like that's good. And I'm going back to my black color, and I'm going where I did the black before, but this time I'm going to do a much thinner highlight. Just around the edges like that. This layer can be a little bit messier. You don't really have to be perfect on it. And the same thing with the bottom. Need a little bit more black in here. And there. Okay, opacity again. Bring it down to 20 to 25%. Now, new layer. You still have the marquee up from control and clicking onto that red layer. Leave it like that. Now you want to switch to your default colors, black and white. Make white the top color. You want to use a really big paintbrush where it almost looks like a donut, something like that, where it's about half the size of the marquee. Tap it once. That gives you a nice shining effect. Take the opacity, bring this down to about 55 to 60%. This is our brightest layer that you want to keep. Now again, new layer, and you want to shrink your brushes down quite a bit, still using the white paint, just enough to make a good dot. Now click it twice, boom and boom, and then take the paintbrush and shrink it down to about half the size of what you just used. I just used 52, so I'm going to go around 25, 29, that'll work. And try and get your perspective of which way it looks like it should be coming from. You tap this one once. So there you got a nice little reflection. Go to Control D to deselect that marquee, and then go to Edit, Transform, Distort. This will kind of give it a little bit more of that realistic effect of actually laying down on top of the orb. You don't want it to just look like it was painted on there. You want it to actually look like it's rounding with it, kind of, to the best that you can. Hold on, it's trying to give me a little bit of a problem here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Check mark. Now, you got your basic orb. To give it the 3D effect, this is what we're going to do. You control, click on that red layer again. Now what you want to do is go down to your bottom layer, in this case, which is my signature. Go to Filter, Distort, Spherize. Leave it on 100, hit OK. Now, Control, deselect, and you can completely see the whole glass effect on it. Now there's one last touch to give it the perfect look, which is that red layer we've been working with this whole time. Remove the eyeball beside it, and there you have yourself a completely transparent glass orb that you can do many, many tricks with. Hope this is easy enough for you guys to follow. For all members that do have access in the forums of IndieIndustry.com, I will have this written down on the top post of the thread in case you want to do step-by-step instructions. I prefer to actually read tutorials myself and watch them. So again, hope this is easy enough, and good luck. More to come.